Jimmy High Roller, the GOAT, as always, man, dropped another vid, man. So I got to see what's going on with Jimmy. Title is, this couldn't have been anywhere. Couldn't have gone anywhere. So I don't know what he's talking about. If he's talking about my Warriors, he better not be. But we're going to see what he's talking about.
Just want to be the villain. Bill Laimbeer made a career out of being the villain. Kevin Garnett and Rasheed Wallace spent their entire careers terrorizing the NBA, and they loved
Whack
it.
That nigga
Dennis
against his head.
Rodman's sole mission was to pester the other team into submission. Latrell Sprewell choked out his own coach. For
That's
better
crazy.
or for worse, the NBA needs a villain. Someone we can all rally together and root against. And right now, that villain is Dillon Brooks.
Oh, yeah.
Or at least, that's what he thinks. Because this season alone, Dillon Brooks has managed to become public enemy #1 by getting into fights with Donovan Mitchell, Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, Anthony Edwards, Pascal Siakam, Klay Thompson, Stephen Curry, Chris Middleton, Draymond Green, James Harden, 7'2" 300-pound Joel Embiid, half the Spurs roster, and Shannon freaking Sharp. It's almost as if Dillon Brooks woke up one day and made a list of the greatest active NBA
That
players.
nigga went
and said,
crazy.
I'll take all of them. This has to be some sort of NBA record, a speed run on how to be unanimously despised by everyone. But of all the players Brooks decided to go after this season, of all the great players he provoked and pissed off on his way to 6 points and 3 rebounds on 38% shooting, I think Dillon Brooks missed the memo on LeBron James. Because this ain't the bear you want to poke. See,
facts.
in the NBA, there is a
You don't
fragile
wanna fuck
balance
with
between
LeBron.
how good a player is and the acceptable amount of annoyance they are granted. Shout out to June Lee from ESPN for this concept because it explains this duality perfectly. Now, the better a player is, the more annoying he's allowed to be. For example, Joel Embiid is fairly annoying, but he's really good, so he's way above the threshold. Giannis isn't really annoying at all, and he's the best player in the league, so he's about as far above the threshold as you can get. Right next to Nikola Jokic. And most—
Man, what the fuck going on with JP, man? Why niggas hating on JP? JP not even annoying for real. What's annoying about JP? Why is he so low? What's going on with the JP and Tyler Hero? I mean, even Tyler Hero. I mean, I don't hear much about Tyler Hero like that. I mean, JP, you know, talks mess, but what's going on with these niggas?
elite players around the league fall somewhere in this region. Guys like LeBron, Steph, Lillard, Tatum, Butler, really good and just annoying enough to make it fun. But this is a delicate thing to maintain, because when you're good enough, you can be about as annoying as you want to be, until you're not good enough and become unanimously insufferable. Ben Simmons is the poster child for this phenomenon, but Draymond Green and Chris Paul have also fallen victim to this as well. Really annoying and slowly declining in ability as the years go along. Now, some players have actually had an opposite trajectory. Not that good and extremely annoying early on in their career, but as their game improved, their antics have decreased. The redemption arc. You love to see it. But some players have taken it upon themselves to be as annoying as humanly possible while refusing to hold up their end of the bargain. Instigators who have absolutely no reason to be the way they are. Players like Pat Bev, Marcus Morris, Tristan Thompson, and even going back in time, there's been some absolute villains throughout NBA history. And yet, somehow, Dillon Brooks has found a way to be worse than all of them. Never before have I seen a player who is as unanimously disliked as Dillon Brooks is. And of all the things the game has to offer, of all the ways he can make a difference and contribute to his team, poking the bear is his specialty. Even worse, he's not very good at that either. Because even the worst villains understand that there are some players you really don't want to piss off. They aren't fazed by your trash talk, but they will ruin you for trying it. These players are on the Do Not Trash Talk list. It's an exclusive club, and once a player joins it, the league comes to a silent agreement to never slight, jab, or trash talk that player. Now, any player can break this agreement if they so choose, but not without severe consequence. Larry Bird would often get challengers brave enough to trash talk him,
nigga Larry
and
Bird,
the
you smack
result
niggas.
was always the same. Humiliation and regret. Michael Jordan established his position on the Do Not Trash Talk list early on in his career, but that didn't stop the occasional lunatic from stepping out of line and testing him. Unfortunately for them, Michael had an unhealthy relationship with squashing marginal NBA talent into irrelevance. The result of this was always a career night for
Nigga,
Jordan
stop
and a
talking,
downward
nigga. That's
spiral
Jordan,
of
the
shame for
GOAT.
the opposition. Kobe
GOAT.
was MJ's successor on this
Bean.
list. And right when the league thought that no one was exempt from some competitive banter, Kobe picked up right where Jordan left off and never missed the opportunity to make another man regret his
didn't
decision to
even
pick up a
flinch on that.
basketball.
That's
How
crazy.
quickly can I make a man
I
want
would
to
flinch,
quit his
not gonna lie.
profession?
I
Well,
would've
let's
been,
find
oh,
out.
shit.
If
Get
you
through the
trash
ball
talk
out
the
the face.
players on
Crazy.
this list, they won't just give it right
What's
back
up,
to you.
Steph?
They become obsessive. Driven
up, my
to
guy?
make sure that you become acutely aware of the fact that you are inferior. It's psychotic, really. And among active players,
Yeah,
LeBron
that's
is the
true.
natural successor to Kobe in this regard.
LeBron!
Time and time again, over the course of LeBron's career, players have attempted to trash talk him, to get the best of him. And time again, LeBron is given no choice but to remind them exactly why that's the worst decision they've ever made on a basketball
Damn,
court.
dunked on that nigga.
But unlike his predecessors, there's one thing missing about LeBron and his presence on the court: fear. It's been said by countless
Facts.
players across generations that opposing players feared the likes of Bird and Mike and Kobe, but despite being the most daunting force of his generation, LeBron
Nobody.
James isn't necessarily feared. At least that's what some players say. This idea
know
that
why
as
nobody-
great as LeBron is, he isn't the killer that those players were. Which is weird because I've watched LeBron's entire career and I vividly remember this, and this, and this, oh, and this, and every other player who stepped out of line getting walked like a dog by LeBron James. Now, most players across the league
Blew
know
that
that
nigga.
this line of thinking.
Bro, I love Lance Stevenson so much. I just finished one of the hardest songs and song about to release. Let's go, Steph. That's what I'm talking about, boy. Put out that music, man.
Oh, and this, and every other
Nah,
player
that's
who
just
stepped
hilarious.
out of
The
line
Lance Stevenson
getting
blowing
walked
in
like
this
a
man's
dog by
ear is
LeBron
just
James.
crazy.
Now, most players across the league know that this line of thinking, that LeBron isn't feared, is absolute horseshit. Dylan Brooks is not one of those players. And so, in an attempt to find some sort of value to his team, Dylan Brooks begins his campaign to annoy the hell out of LeBron, disrespecting him in the middle of games, calling him out in interviews, saying he's old, he's washed up.
He's
LeBron
old and
hadn't
washed.
earned Dylan's respect yet. Despite Brooks' 5-14 career record against LeBron and the atrocious gap in
5-14.
head-to-head performances, Dylan Brooks was incessant, determined. It got so bad that even Skip Bayless, the LeBron hater, wanted LeBron to shut the kid up.
I seethe over this to the point that I want LeBron to
What's up,
destroy
Draco?
this man. Because
And for you
it's-
to say
it's
that,
so,
that's saying
but
something.
It's so out of
He
bounds
said
what he
for you-
did. It's so uncalled for.
This
It's
nigga
so
don't even
beneath
like
the dignity,
LeBron,
right
bro.
one,
And he said,
Ramon
LeBron,
James,
destroy him, please.
that he can destroy this kid if he so chose to do.
And then to top off all the antics, Brooks drove the final nail into the coffin when he said this about LeBron and the Lakers leading into the playoffs.
But I wouldn't mind playing LeBron in a 7-game series. The legacy's there. First time back in the playoffs, knock them out right away in the first round.
Knock him out in the first
And that was it. Unbeknownst to him, Dylan Brooks had just ended the Grizzlies season. The playoffs hadn't even began, and yet the outcome was already determined.
Tough.
The kid flew too close to the sun, and
Facts.
his fate was sealed.
LeBron!
That guy, LeBron James.
Hey!
Set the
Glass.
tone and tenor of this
Hey!
game early.
Glass.
Quick points.
Glass.
On his way to 25.
Hey!
9
Haha!
rebounds in
LeBron
5
fucked them
games.
up. He literally gave
Okay,
him
so
20
the
and
Lakers
20.
get out to a 2-1
You
lead
that
in the
dice
series.
you want to be in
That's
an E-Date? An E-Date is crazy, not gonna lie.
not the end of the world. You can still come back from that.
The Los Angeles Lakers have the Grizzlies on the brink of elimination. Dylan Brooks
I
picks
can't
up
believe the
James.
Grizzlies really got
Now
eliminated in
James, he
first
gets him.
round. Like,
James
that's
drives.
tough.
James
And
is
one!
LeBron.
Fuck, nigga.
All right.
Brooks and Dwight going to look like prime Shaq and Kobe in Taiwan.
Right? A historic night for LeBron.
Facts.
Not a good look for old Brooks.
Facts.
He should
Dylan
probably
Brooks
turn
finna
it
be
up
up
if
in
he
there.
wants to salvage this year.
Took the board and put back.
Really finna be.
He is dominating in the paint. Off the clutch. Got
That's
the
bad.
ball. LeBron.
He ruined his career for himself, though. He fucked him over. He fucked over his own career.
He rose up.
Said go on an E-Date.
It's not quite winter.
I have a girlfriend.
Los Angeles Lakers
I don't feel a motive to wanting to hit on anybody.
No.
It's not
I
mine.
poke bears.
I'd rather. This nigga talking about some I poke bears. Shut up! Like, shut up! Nigga talking about some I poke bears, bro. It's entertainment. I'd rather host it, to be honest with you. I'd rather be like Aiden and host the E-date with niggas and bitches than me be the one trying to spit game or asking a girl questions. Lame ass. I don't give a fuck if you say a lame ass. Let's see your Riz. I have a girlfriend. That's all there is you need to know.
And give me 40.
Niggas trying to get my ass beat, bro.
I pride myself on, you know, what I do.
My girl would trip.
And taking on any challenge that's on the board.
Of all the outcomes and ways this entire saga could have ended, Brooks found himself right in the middle of the worst one.
Facts.
Get outplayed every single game? Check. Have a historic night dropped right on your head?
Check.
Get ejected from a game at the hands of the guy you were trash talking? Check. Get sent home in the first round as the 2 seed by the old guy you went out of your way.
He said they trying to get you and the girl beat. Right, babe. Like, what the fuck is these niggas talking about? Telling me trying to hit on another bitch. Like, you niggas look dumb as fuck. Talk about some entertainment.
To disrespect.
If you niggas want to be entertained, nigga, you niggas hop on here. Let's see y'all Riz, nigga. Draco, Steph, Cam, y'all niggas hop on here. I'll host it. I'll try to find some bitches. Y'all niggas get on here, bro, but
check.
I'm good.
Must we not forget? This is what Brooks wanted, and it's what he got. But you want to know what's worse than an obscure NBA player trying to be the villain? An obscure NBA player trying to be the villain, but after seeing the mess he's made, decides halfway through a playoff series that he doesn't want to be the villain anymore. Because after getting ejected from Game 3, Dillon Brooks had the audacity to say that we, the fans, are making him out to be the villain.
Making me a villain.
Making me a villain. The fans making me a villain. And then that just creates
nigga, you the one that's
me.
Nigga, you are the one that literally be pushing cameraman and shit. Talk about making you a villain. Nigga, you push cameraman. You out here freaking doing dumb stuff, talking trash to everybody. That's why Klay Thompson walked over your stupid ass like these. Like these. Like these. You feel me? Like, nigga, that's your fault.
So now
nigga,
you think
like,
I intended to hit LeBron James in the nuts?
That's right. It's our fault. It couldn't be the season-long
push the
crusade
nigga
he went on or the direct trash talk he was doing all season. It's just merely our perception on it. But wait, there's more. Because after LeBron went for a historic 20-20 in Game 4 and laid the dagger right on Brooks, the man refused to talk to the media and avoided all questions and interviews after the game. How ironic. You mean this guy doesn't want to do a post-game interview?
But
at the end of the day, you take your L and you move on. Dillon Brooks, like countless players before him,
and he's not re-signed with the Grizzlies.
He just isn't that guy.
That nigga really lost
how much
out with
worse could this
a lot
possibly
of shit.
get?
According to a new report from Shams of The Athletic, the Grizzlies told soon-to-be free agent Dillon Brooks he's not coming back to the team, quote, under any circumstances.
Under any circumstances.
I take that back.
It's crazy.
This is literally the worst case of mess around and find out I've ever seen in my life.
Ever.
Now, I've seen players get
organization saying
humiliated,
you're
sent
never
home,
coming back
for talking too much. But in all my days, I have never seen a player, a starter in the NBA, get released because he was talking too much trash. Even his own team said, all right, buddy, that's enough out of you.
That's enough.
And it's not like Brooks was a bad player, mediocre for sure, but for the Grizzlies to go to this extent to make sure that he never cost them another playoff series again is actually insane.
Actually wild.
Here's the thing. If you are going to be the bad guy, a pest,
you gotta be decent.
You have to embrace it, and you have to accept what comes with it. Patrick Beverley is about as unapologetic as one man can be. He's insufferable, and he'd have it no other way. Draymond Green is a jerk, an instigator, and he knows it. Trae Young loves being the villain. Dillon Brooks does not. Because as a wise man once said, everybody acting tough when they're up. Now that LeBron
Ah,
is older, he's
Luka!
slowed down, he gets injured more often, can't jump as high or run as fast. Some players are beginning to think that LeBron is no longer on the do not trash talk list, that the door has opened back up and they can talk smack without consequence.
Right.
But even in his ancient age, 20 years of mileage, and apparently not being one of the most feared players in the NBA, LeBron still managed to teach
Man,
Brooks
how
a
did
lesson he'll
this-
never forget.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Some bears just ain't worth poking.
Ain't worth poking.
Hope you all enjoyed. And as always, until next time.
Nigga don't know about LeBron for real. Nigga don't know about LeBron for real. WViz.